Let's talk about patterns today. What is a pattern? I looked up the definition. Many of you know what a pattern is, but part of it is, in a broader sense, a pattern can describe predictable and typical characteristics or behaviors in systems, nature, or activities. So it's something that is routine. Now, I posted this on Facebook several days ago that very seldom do you really know a person. You can't know them completely when you first meet them. And people can put on a good face. For lack of a better word, they can be fake. We had a lot of talk today about fake people. They can smile, present a beautiful image of who they are. And you'll think this person is a great person, and you may like them, and nothing wrong with that. But people are very good on putting on masks. And sometimes that you befriend people, you get close to people, but you don't really know their pattern. You don't know their past. And it's not that we come to dig up someone's past. We know that God is a God that forgives, delivers. We know that God can make you a new creature. But sometimes a person has a pattern of doing things. Now, it can be a good pattern. It can be a bad pattern. And so sometimes when relationships have problems, we tend to look at the person and say, what happened? I thought this person, why would they do this to me? And then you find out that this is not the first time they've done this. Okay, they've done it to someone else before. They have a pattern of this. And if you go talk to people who knew them for years, they'll tell you, oh, I could have told you to avoid that person because, they've done this all of their lives. You're not who you really are. When people meet you or you meet someone, that's not really who they are often. They are what their pattern is. That's the true individual. What is their pattern? What is something that they've done consistently, either good or not so good? So we don't want to make this all negative, even though the negative patterns are not good patterns at all. Positive patterns. This verse I gave you in Titus, Paul tells Timothy, be a pattern of good works, which means have a pattern of good works. Have a consistent lifestyle of good works. Have good works that follow you. Something that I can look at and see that you're consistent. This is who you are. This is the real you. You don't have to fake it. You don't have to make it up. You don't have to try to deceive someone. This is your pattern. This is who I am. I've been like this for years. I'm consistent. I'm a good person. That doesn't mean you can't make a mistake, but very seldom do people do something bad one time. Now, it's possible that you can do something bad. It's really not you and repent of it. But very seldom do people do bad things just one time. It seems to be a pattern. Let me say it like this. They're repeat offenders. Okay, you hear that in the criminal justice system. Repeat offenders. They have a pattern. And often for instance, when people stand before a judge, they'll look and see if you have a record. Do you have a pattern of this? Do you have a pattern of burglary or theft or being arrested or domestic violence? The judge will look at that. And if you're a first-time offender and they see no pattern, they'll say, okay, I'll just, warn you or give you a ticket or give you probation. But if you have a pattern and you have a long criminal history, then chances are they're going to reincarcerate you because this is your pattern. I can look at your pattern and kind of predict whether or not you'll do this again. If you've done it 15 times and I release you, chances are you're going to do it again because this is your pattern. Well, the patterns are important. And so what is your pattern? When you meet people, what is their pattern? Who knows them? Where do they come from? When people join your church, people join new churches, they leave previous churches, and they come and join your church. Now, sometimes if you check with the pastor of the previous church, they'll tell you this person is a troublemaker. I'm telling you, this person is going to cause you trouble, because they can come smiling, saying the Lord told me to connect with this ministry. But if you speak with the previous pastors or pastors, they'll tell you this person is going to cause you trouble. Now, you may not believe them, but they have a pattern. They stir up strife. They cause problems. They may be good for a little while, but eventually that pattern is going to manifest, which is why sometimes you need to find out, who is this person? You know, who do you have a recommendation when you go to apply for a job or whatever? They want a recommendation. They want someone to recommend you, someone that knows you, someone that knows your pattern. Because I'm about to hire you. I don't know your pattern. What was your pattern on your previous jobs? Were you always late? Did you cause problems? What was your pattern? Patterns are important. So the question today is, what is your pattern as a believer? Do you have a good pattern? Is your pattern good? Is your pattern bad? Let's make sure that we have good patterns. Let's make sure that we are good consistently. We're honest. We're full of integrity. We treat people well. We're kind. Let's not, well, I can't tell people not to do this because people are going to do it anyway. Stop putting on a mask. Stop being fake. Stop smiling. Stop presenting yourself as somebody you're not for that moment in order to connect with somebody, in order to get a door open. No, what is your pattern? Do you have a pattern of sexual sin? Do you have a pattern of strife, division, confusion? Do you have a pattern of broken relationships? Do you have a pattern of mistreating people, using people, taking advantage of people, abandoning people? Is that your pattern? I found out, it took me a while to learn this, that sometimes when people did things, it would confuse me because I would say, this doesn't seem to be this person. But then when I found out, it was their pattern. I just didn't know it. Because I'm the type, I generally just accept people the way they come and the way they present themselves. But when you study their pattern, then you're no longer confused about the way they act and what they did, because they did it to someone else. That was their pattern, and they'll continue to do it to others in the future. So patterns are important. Everyone has a pattern. Let me say that again. Everyone has a pattern. Everyone has a routine, habits, routines, patterns. Everyone has one. We're creatures of habit. We're creatures of routine. We generally do things consistently over a period of time. Now, you can change. You can be delivered. You can have a bad pattern. I'm not against miracles, breakthroughs. God can change you, completely revamp you. You don't have to be the person you were before. But some people have not changed. They have just put on a face, and they have just presented themselves, and they're very good at it. They're very good at smiling and saying the right thing, becoming close to you. It happens in relationships. You may marry a person with a bad pattern. I knew someone that married someone, and they married someone, and they were the seventh marriage partner. Now, if you have a pattern of 6 divorces, what makes you think I'm not going to be the 7th? That's not a good pattern. To have 6 divorces. Now, I understand a divorce. I'm not saying that never happens, but to have 6 of them, that's a pattern to me. That's a pattern. And then to blame all 6 of the people you divorced as being bad. Maybe there's something wrong with you. Maybe it's your issues that cause these breakups. Then you want to get married for the 7th time and put that on a person when you have a bad pattern. No, patterns are important. You are your pattern. That's the real you. You are your pattern, whether good or bad. You are, that's the real you, your pattern. Not the person that's smiling, not the person that's saying praise the Lord, not the person that's speaking in tongues, not the person that's prophesying, because people can put on a good show in public and they can look so holy, they can look so clean, they can even preach. You have preachers with bad patterns. They have patterns of immorality in their life, but they're still pastoring, they're still preaching, but they have a pattern of doing things with money, finances, cheating, lying, immorality, and they're still preaching. Well, see, the person in the pulpit that's preaching is not the real person. I talked about often when we talk about double-mindedness, there's also what we call having a double life. You can have a double life. You can be one way in church and another way away from church. That's called being double-minded or having a double life. And God does not want us to have double lives. One we put on the face in church around godly people, and we're just as carnal and fleshly as can be when we get around unsaved people. No. The real you is your pattern of what you've been doing consistently for a period of time. So that verse, Paul tells Timothy, Titus 2:7, in all things showing thyself a pattern of good works. Timothy, have a pattern. Develop a pattern of good works. Let it be seen by people consistently. Let this be your pattern. Let good works be your pattern. Don't just do it one time. Let it be your pattern. Now, if it can be good, if it's for good works, it can also be a pattern for evil works, for ungodly things. You can have a pattern. And let me say it this way. I call it your default position. What is your default position? What do you go back to? You know, your computer has a default setting where it goes to that. It has a default browser where if you click in, you look up something, searching something, that's the browser that it goes to. It's a default. And so some people have a default life. They always go back to that. They always go back to the default position. That's their pattern. What is your default position? Is it good? Is it godly? Is that what you go back to? Or even if you get off a little bit, that's your default position? Or is it something that's ungodly, something that's wicked, something that's deceitful? What is your default position? Have a good default position and have a good pattern and develop a good pattern. And again, your pattern is who you really are. You are what you've been consistently over a period of time, not just one time, but what you've done consistently over a period of time. Learn to look at patterns. Again, not what someone says, not how good they talk, not how they present themselves, smiling, whatever. Look at the pattern. That will reveal to you who you're dealing with, who the person really is.